what are some of the missteps that companies can get into. But there's also many ways to reskill and upskill the talent that you have for the future. What makes a GCC successful varies by company, but there's also some foundational things that really help drive success no matter what kind of industry you're in, how big your GCC is, where you're located, your GCC is located. And those foundational things are things like knowing why you're going into the market and have a really compelling story to attract talent. The second thing is also answering your second question, which was, what are some of the missteps that companies can get into? And that has to do with building your brand from day one. Like, really get your name out there. Talk about who you are as a company. If you have a purpose statement, what are your values? Why should people join? All of those kinds of things successful GCCs do, or companies do with their GCCs. And those are some of the common missteps that, maybe the companies coming in think that they can recruit just like they do in their home markets. And in this particular area with the competition of talent, it's important that you're able to attract talent, not only for the work you're delivering, but how that work contributes back to the parent. And then another success criteria would be the right level of sponsorship. Most companies that ANSR works with, we definitely see very strong sponsorship from the top of the house all the way throughout the organization. And this really happens by building that messaging and making sure that people feel a part of and engaged with contributing to the stand-up of their GCCs. This is not just an offshore center. This is an extension of the company's enterprise. So these are the teammates or colleagues that you're working with. They just happen to be located in another time zone. So making sure that everybody gets to know them, integrates the work from day one, is crystal clear on how you partner, and that you have the tools and resources in place to be able to collaborate early in those days. So again, there's the misstep, which is not moving the work fast enough, hiring or overhiring talent for the work that you have, or not necessarily communicating how that impact of that work is on the overall end customer, or the business, the profitability or revenue, etc. So you can see that companies can learn from the 1,900 GCCs that are in the market today that have been coming over for the past 25 years and avoid some of those pitfalls by putting in place the best practices that others who have gone before have already learned. So we're today in a 20 or 2 decades of experience of GCC standing up, which means that there were companies that established these centers more as delivery centers 25 years ago, 15 years ago, even 10 years ago. We have a lot of companies that are interested in transitioning from what was more services or delivery, their partners offshore, even though they were employees, to making sure that platform, that GCC, is adding strategic value to the organization as those companies that have been setting up in the past, say, 5 to 10 years. And what that looks like, if you have to make that transition, is making sure that the resources that are in the GCCs, are skilled as future-ready talent. In India, there's a significant talent pool, digitally skilled, future and emerging skilled talent that you can bring on board, but there's also many ways to reskill and upskill the talent that you have for the future. In addition to that, it's helping think about bringing in a combination of work that is up the value chain. So it is not necessary to only move over things that are tried and true or tested, low risk, or that are able to be documented in a process or procedure. At ANSR, we've had companies that come over and put only brand new capabilities in, starting from scratch, that they bring in the leadership and the entire team into the GCC, who then export that work and service back to the parent and the entire enterprise or organization. So thinking ahead about how this platform and the ecosystem that you're in for your GCC can really add value to the organization. Tap into the startup ecosystem that exists in the market, drive upskilling, reskilling, bring in COE, Centers of Excellence, in new capabilities or talent like AI, and make sure that you're able to take advantage of everything that exists here today.